Do you have a kid and you're saving for the kid's college to help pay for it? Excuse me, maybe you've heard of a Coverdell plan or a 529 plan. Those are both tax advantage plans that allow people to help put money away in a tax advantaged way for their kids' school. What if I told you there could be a better way of doing that where you not only earn a higher amount of money, but you can do it in a way where it doesn't take any of your time? I wanted to put together this quick little video because my girlfriend and I are thinking about having a kid, and I would like to set them up for success on however they deem success to be for themselves. And that gave me the idea with HEX. So, with that being said, if this is your first time here, what's good? My name is Sam, and for those of you who are returning, it is good to freaking see you. Now, if you want to support the channel, you can check out the links down below. Let's touch on this. So a Coverdell plan is an education savings plan where you can think of a Coverdell plan or a 529 plan, an investment account that offers tax advantages when used to pay for qualified education expenses. And over here it says a trust or custodial account designed to help families pay for elementary, secondary, and post-secondary education. So these are both accounts that states and or at the federal level, I think one might be federal, the other one's at the state level, but I don't remember, that have been put in place to kind of like get people to invest into the stock market, right? They say it's to help with taxes, but there's far better ways to help with taxes, in my opinion, than doing something like this. And because it's on my mind when I'm talking to my girlfriend about having a kid, I was like, how would I do something like this? And then I was like, oh well, I would just use HEX, right? Because I wouldn't personally use one of these accounts no matter what. First of all, because my kid's probably never going to go to college because college is a broke system. But second of all, because I don't want other people touching my fucking money. I would buy a duplex, a triplex, or a quad, set it up so that it is paid off in 15 years, and utilize that because it's tax advantaged. It's going to grow faster than one of these will, and I'm going to get cash flow for doing that versus doing that. But then you got to figure the work involved to set it up. Not that real estate's a tremendous amount of work. A lot of people perceive it to be a lot of work, but in reality, it's not much work at all. But what is even less work? The real estate HEX, right? So if somebody was like, hey, my kid's 3 years old, and they believe that their kid will go to college, they could set up a stake in HEX for 15 years out and just set up another every year afterwards. So think about it like this. If hypothetically you believe or somebody believes that their kid is going to be going to school and they're going to go to school for 4 years, then setting something, and they're 3 years old, then you set that up for 15 years out there, 16 years out there, 17 years out there, and 18 years out there. Right? And you're like, Sam, you can't do that. You can only do it for 15 years. Duh. Right? Well, you can do one today, next year, with the cumulative amount that you're going to be putting in, you put in another stake, and then you do another one. And if you want the following 4 years, right? And if you want to, because this way you're going to get the maximum amount of earnings, right? Because you're putting it out 15 years out into the future. I actually didn't even think about that there was also 15 years for this. It was just, kid 3 years old, right? That's kind of funny that I chose that number. But the point of that is it's going to get the highest returns for you in HEX to have it out that far into the future. And just like this, where it says you're not taxed on the growth, well, yeah, you're not going to be taxed on the growth either. It's fucking sitting there. It's not, it's just growing. You don't get taxed on the growth until you sell it, period. Now, the thing that these don't have, right, is that with HEX staked that far out into the future, you also get to mint free Hedron. That is the protocol or crypto that allows you to extract value from your future stakes of HEX. So you can set something up like this where you don't need to necessarily contribute to it every single year like you would with this, right? With a 529 or a Coverdell plan, the idea with those is you're putting money away every single month towards those things. With something like this, there's an asymmetric return, meaning the upside is way greater than the downside. So you have this potential for explosive growth, right? It's just astronomical growth. And then you have the amplification effect of earning inflation, because you're going to earn additional HEX. If the price goes up over the next 15 years, in my opinion, that would be highly probable, assuming crypto's still around, right? But I do think crypto is going to just continue eating the rest of the legacy. Think of like how software has eaten everything, right? From what we do. Think of the internet 15 years ago to what the internet is today, right? Well, that is happening with crypto. Crypto is going, not cryptocurrency necessarily, but the blockchain technology, which is what's going to be used to decentralize a lot more shit, and it's going to continue eating away at stuff over the next decade, 2 decades. It's going to completely change the world. And you can set this up and just contribute it to it one time, one payment, instead of contributing to it every single month for the next 15 years, giving somebody else the opportunity to make money, right? If you want to do this, hit me up. We can set up an LP structure, and you can just pay me every single month a certain amount of money, and I'll earn you 8%. I'll give you 8% on your money, and I'll fucking do this, right? That's what you're going to earn 8 to 10% if you're investing into index funds, if that's even allowed inside of the plans, because sometimes it's restricted what is you're allowed to actually invest into, right? Give me the fucking money. I'll take it. I'll invest it. I'll earn 14%, or I'll earn 38%, and I'll give you 8% or 10%. Right? And I'll just take the difference. That's what happens to these. Like, same thing with a 401k. Why don't you give me all the money in your 401k, and I'll get you more than whatever you're earning. I'll get you an extra percent on there, right? Like, that's why I don't have a 401k or a retirement account. I can earn more than what these clowns can, right? It's just an opportunity for somebody else to take your money to make money with it. Why don't you take your own money and make money with it? Now, this, because the rate is so high and you have that asymmetric return, this means you can contribute to this one time, one payment, 15 years out to pay for your school's kid college. Because of the growth in terms of the amount of tokens you have, and then the price appreciation, there's an amplification effect, and this can just pay for all of the kids' college. Now, if you found this video interesting, or if you know somebody else who has a kid, and they want their kid to go to school, or they believe their kid's going to go to school, take a second, share this video with them. Appreciate you guys. If you want to support, you can check out links down below. You can say what's up on Twitter. I've got another link coming up here on the screen, flexing, and that is my fitness channel. So if you want to check out the fitness related stuff, feel free to check that out. It is not workout, and it is not really diet stuff. It is way more to do about different unique peptides, drugs, compounds, supplementation stuff that is not in mainstream fitness. So I appreciate you guys. Talk to you soon. Peace.